I don't know, Mrampakey.
Press F to dump rant.
I mean, we haven't recorded in a while, so it could go either way.
Roll the dice. I am the octopus.
We gotta be careful what we say online about innocent people.
Regarding pop culture innocence.
Or people we possibly played with on Warzone. The whole clan was there.
You mean DK's son? I thought that's who they were referencing. Is that DK's son in the lore? Someone say it. Someone say
I don't
it.
know.
Someone say it.
No, almost did. Almost did. No, I'm not gonna do it.
Donkey Kong Jr. and
Dixie Kong.
I don't even know if we want to go with Dixie Kong anymore, do we?
King Carol.
I don't know if that's acceptable. The last
Funky
episode
Kong.
was 318, Galaxy Kong, and we're back. Know your Kongs. Murmy's here. Murmy, who is your favorite Kong? I didn't get a notification either. Conky Dong.
No.
What happened?
No. What you said?
I just loved Cesar's face.
What's wrong with that? It's reversing the lead consonants.
We're a children's show, man. You gotta be careful.
Are we though? We used to have that explicit label on the iTunes stuff.
I don't see it anymore, so we're for the kids. Let's see, because I feel like I've forgotten. I haven't done this in a while, so let me reopen everything.
Pulling up the nudes. I still didn't get a notification.
I mean, if you start and stop it again, it probably will fix it. That's usually the
I
go-to.
got a notification.
It's so random how that works. Your package is on its way. What are you sending me now?
Yes, Murphy. Yeah, they're gonna have to rename the whole DK crew for recent events. Is that accurate?
Yeah. You can't have that name anymore. But that's also the name of every person we play on Call of Duty now, it seems. That's all we ever see in the lobby.
Even one that explicitly said that name plus party afterwards. So remember we said that in the chat? I was like, man.
Oh, it was specifically the party thing.
Oh,
Superfly,
no.
whoever he may or may not be, says baby oil Kong. It's very interesting. Costco baby oil. Superfly.
Costco baby oil.
I love how the Costco called him out for it. That was funny. Yeah, we don't sell any of that stuff. Don't
Nope.
put it. Don't bring us to
Nope.
your crap. No.
We're Superfly to be on the show. Maybe he could elaborate. He or she could elaborate regarding
babies of the oil.
Yes, the baby oil.
I don't believe that it's made from babies. Just FYI.
The oil of the babies.
Yeah.
I think I watched what was it? Yeah, y'all watch Bob's Burgers where there was an episode where they have what they call a Dutch baby, which is like a baked pancake, and they were feeding it to some trucker guys. Like, hey, this is pretty good. I can't even taste the baby in this, and I was like, oh god, no.
Dutch baby.
Like the photoshopped Jeffrey Dahmer sitting there eating a burger and saying this doesn't taste anything like Five Guys.
Oh, bring it too soon. Cesar, you got to amend your joke to five guys, one Dahmer.
Oh god. Said the Five Guys, One Burger.
I mean, that's an episode title. If I was recording, B it had anything to do with anything we were talking about, I guess I should hit record anyways.
That's my go-to joke, man. It's Five Guys, One Burger. So.
You could amend it.
No, because when you amend it, it takes on a whole different meaning. So.
Yep. Whole different meaning.
It's still very similar. Still very similar.
Don't let green as people.
You remember the? I know we all had to read this piece in English literature. I think it was English literature when we were learning about satire. The Modest Proposal about overpopulation in England and the recipe for cooking babies and stuff was in there. Do y'all remember?
Cool.
I think it was the author of Gulliver's Travels.
Vaguely remember it.
Yeah. I want to say Jonathan Swift, but it might be a different Swift. Might be Taylor Swift's great grandfather.
Phil Swift
Phil Swift
of Flex Tape.
Flex Seal.
Yep.
That's what that guy's name is?
Yeah, Phil Swift.
Is it really?
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, it's Phil Swift.
I remember Billy
now-
Blanks
now-
and the Sham.
Constantly sawing boats in half. and
ShamWow
shit.
guy.
I may remember now when somebody ever asked me, like,
Billy Mays.
Billy Mays. That's what.
oh yeah, I all know Billy Mays and the cocaine.
Hey, we
stuff.
shot some of that Flex Seal stuff. We had like a leak in the wall of the basement. We shot some of that stuff up in there, and it seems to have repaired
Solved
it.
it. We're gonna have a commercial for us about you using Flex Seal.
Tonight's episode brought to you by Flex Seal.
Flex Seal.
Shoot that shit in your basement wall.
Works every time.
Shoot that shit anywhere. Plugs up anything. No,
Mhm.
not that.
Any crevasse.
Had a Costco baby oil joke in there too.
Oh no. Oh no.
I was like, let's leave this thing be. Costco baby oil.
Oh gosh.
All right, we open with a bid on wholesale products.
I'll take things you can get at Costco for $400.
We know that one of them is not baby oil, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
The sad thing is somebody's gonna guess that every time, like baby oil.
Survey says, let me see. I know what's up there. Good answer. Good answer. You're like, no, I already
Yeah.
fucking know. I already know that baby
Yeah.
oil's not up there.
Richard's bid. We ask 100 people. What could be acquired from Costco?
Survey says.
It's oily and full of babies. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Oh, all right, we gotta get off. We gotta get off.
That's what the baby oil's for.
Oof.
Oh my
Dire
god.
straits tonight.
Oh no.
Guys, we take off like 15 days. This is what we come back to. This is what we have.
Yes.
This is what we've spent our time away
Horrible.
building
Everybody
up to.
giggling. We're just giggling. We're just like the damn weasels from the friend Roger Rabbit.
Tee-hee.
We're gonna die.
The hyenas and Lion King, led by Whoopi Goldberg.
Was it Cheech Marin is one of them also, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who the third one is. Unless it's like secretly Bobcat, and I didn't know, and I never knew.
Could we get them all on a show? Whoopi Goldberg's probably expensive, right? Could we get the?
Probably.
She's a big fan of Diablo, so
Really?
yeah.
I would play Diablo with Whoopi Goldberg.
What was it she complained about? It was like if you Google Whoopi Goldberg and
She
Diablo,
has a review. She reviews Diablo. Like, this is what I don't like about
she
it.
literally complained that it wasn't playable on something, and she was not happy. She let everybody know. I can't remember what.
Oh, that's great.
So apparently, she complained that there is not a Mac port of Diablo 4. That's what it was.
Okay.
Whoopi Goldberg pissed off because Diablo 4 isn't available on Mac.
She wants a native Mac port.
Yeah,
Noted.
that's what it was.
Noted Macintosh gamer Whoopi Goldberg. She wants to flex that Mac metal in her.
Microsoft, come on, get on that.
God, Whoopi says. Sister Act.
I
I
remember-
was about to say Sister Act, man.
The first one was a very good movie, man. Second one, not as good, but it
Ghost?
was good too.
Come on.
Oh God, she's
Ghost.
amazing
Swayze.
in Ghost.
And Whoopi Goldberg.
Brown.
The souls getting sucked into hell was the only thing I remember from
It's
Ghost,
creepy.
and that's always stayed in my
Little Shadow
mind.
Man.
Yeah, as they scream as they drag your body down to the ground, I was like, oh, that's all I remember from Ghost.
And
I was traumatized. as a
The
child,
guy on the
so.
train that was a ghost. He's got the same.
Get off my train.
He has the same thing Ben Pack does.
Now, if you talk about movies that traumatized me, that was one of them. And then before we move on, Jacob's Ladder. So
Never seen
Sorry.
Jacob's Ladder.
I'm gonna say I
I'm
don't
on
think
with
I've
that.
seen that.
that's what Silent Hill is based off. So you like,
Oh.
it's like Tim Robbins is in there. So the whole sketch is like he's like in war. He's like in the Vietnam War. And I don't want to ruin it for you guys unless you want me to ruin it for you. You want me to ruin it for you?
No, you're speaking highly of it.
1990
We'll have to
film.
give it a go.
So it's
I'm
based
sure I
off
can find the
Silent Hill.
VHS somewhere.
So I think you can stream it on Amazon Prime. So there, remember the nurses from Silent
Yeah.
Hill? Those are the same people. That's where they get
The
that
creepy,
creepy
like,
people in the party, like they're shaking their
Yeah.
heads and they're white. That's from that movie.
Looks like you can. It looks like you can watch it on MGM Plus, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Sling, Philo.
I don't play these games anymore. I'm going to my preferred
Fandango
streamer
at
of
home.
choice.
So yeah, Silent Hill is based off that movie Jacob's Ladder. You'll see a lot of Silent Hill. That's where they pulled Silent Hill stuff from there.
Boom! I can watch it right now.
Yeah.
Just throw it on the iPad behind you and watch it.
Tim Robbins, Elizabeth Pena.
Boom! 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 Why am I giving Columbia Pictures the rare intro? Is this the Columbia TriStar Pictures, like with the unicorn dancing in? Studio C, you know.
Yeah, it's was that French studio? That's a French studio. So they must have the French distribution rights.
There it is. This is what I knew was coming. The fucking unicorn like running into view.
Da-da-da.
Or is that a Pegasus? Guess it's a TriStar Pegasus.
Yeah. That's before the Sony merger.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Guess I can watch it now.
Right. It doesn't look bad.
Brant,
It's good.
Did you do any more looking into
you're-
the service that I mentioned a couple weeks ago?
If you're a Silent Hill fan, I'd say watch it. So
I have not, sir.
No mas trying to figure out what's on where. Just go to one place.
it's smart.
Except for what was the obscure anime you had me look up? Didn't work.
We struck out multiple times on anime.
Yeah, we did.
So
Keep your anime subscriptions,
Right.
people. Let everything else go.
but then again, I don't know where they're pulling the strings from, but Japan just knocked down a whole bunch of anime sites. Brand probably also knows there was a lot of illegal sites that were taken down a couple weeks back. So that could be pulling them. So they could have been pulling them from there. So that might be why they don't have anything readily available yet. So
I didn't see Mermy's Burger Slander in the chat.
Burger slander.
Burger slander. I mean, burgers are people now, right? I don't kill burgers. People kill burgers. All right. We ready to do this thing?
Why the hell not?
Says Brant. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 319 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game and wholesale club shopping podcast.
wholesale.
Get your recommendations later. Tonight, Nintendo finally going after Power World. For what? Something got messed up. I can't even read that. 30th anniversary hardware announced. It looks crazy on the Google Doc. It looks insane.
You did it. You saved it.
I'm looking at it like I don't know if I can read that. Erdware.
Oh,
30th
wow. Yeah, it
anniversary.
looks like I just had a stroke.
Something got
Oh,
jacked.
shit.
Yeah, I thought it was me having the stroke. Sony State of Play. There was one of those.
What?
Yeah, believe it or not. We have your September Game Pass games and PlayStation Extra and Premium titles, as well as some new Nintendo Online games. Cesar still laughing.
I'm sorry. I'm still like, how did the fuck did it get so mixed
I
up?
don't know how the hell they did
When
that.
I double clicked it, it pulled up the link. It did not look like that. Hardware and 30th anniversary announced. What do you guys want to announce tonight?
It was Glover 2 this whole time. The only hand-based game I know.
Glover? Is there actually a Glover 2? Or did they announce they were going to do a Glover 2?
I hope not.
I bought that Glover cartridge for Evercade and haven't tried it out yet.
Should.
Glover for Evercade.
It's supposed to play pretty well. Like it's definitely a shrunk down Glover.
Brant's judging over here. Don't judge me, Brant.
Yeah, Brant. You want me to fire up Glover? You can see how Glover plays on the Evercade.
You're over here like, oh, let me just pop in my 85 copies of Days Gone.
That I can play on a real console, not portably. Just wait till they come out with a portable Days Gone, Brant. You'll be all over it.
Hell
it's on Steam
yeah.
Deck. He's already out there.
There you go. Portable Days Gone. No
We never got
compromise.
we didn't get the remaster that was promised.
What are you guys getting at Costco, Sam's Club, BJ's? What's your number one item that's not baby oil? That answer has been taken this week.
I mean, you got to get some kind of other oil. I mean, they have to have like what avocado oil.
Brent, they sell other
God.
stuff, man. They
canola oil.
Brent, get out the oil. Brent, get out the oil.
Coconut oil.
Same
oil.
famous oils for $400. I did just buy some coconut oil at it was actually a large amount, but it was not at a wholesale club. It was at Kroger.
What? Why are you buying the coconut oil?
The family, all right, here's the answer. The family got on this kick. We want to have like great popcorn, right? So we didn't want to do, we went through bags. We have like a favorite bag popcorn type. But I bought one of these plastic poppers. We don't have like the full industrial or commercial. Brent, you may know where a commercial popcorn machine is. And I was recently scoping one out to see the details on that. They're not as expensive as you think. Anyways, we're fucking around with popcorn. And we always make it dry. So I fell down this Reddit rabbit hole. And this guy went to a bunch of movie theaters and stuff. And like there was this specific shake of stuff that goes on it. It's like Flavolite or something.
Yeah, I've seen that same video.
So I ordered that. And then I had, you're supposed to put coconut oil in there. But the Amazon price for the coconut oil was something ridiculous. So I was like, I'll just grab this at the grocery store. It was much, much cheaper to get it that way. But I did just buy coconut oil within the past 7 days. As I guess we're the industry's leading cooking oil podcast. Or baby oil podcast. I am, of course, one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Newsmaster and Oil Distribution Coordinator, Brant McKee.
Yep, I've got all the Reddit thread open and letting us know exactly who has what oils stocked and where we can buy them wholesale. Unlike somebody's lawyer.
Ooh.
That lawyer needs to get fired.
Like, how do you not even fact check, you know?
Yeah.
That's bad. Speaking of poor legal representation, that other voice you heard, Cesar Concepcion II, our resident page master and lord master. Cesar, welcome.
Hello.
Cesar, what type of oil do you like to put in your body?
Olive.
It's a good one. It's a top tier oil. Yeah, I think
That's the only one I can have. I can't do avocado because avocado equals death. So
even the oil you can't do, or is that like a distilled version of the poison?
I tried it and then it was not a good feeling.
Instantly throat locked up.
I'm tired. I'm tired of being in this broken body that can't enjoy avocados. I'm tired of it.
What kind of body are you ready for?
Robot body. Always ready for robot
it's time.
Body.
Cyborg Cesar.
As I always tell Renee, it's like knowing my luck. I tell Jesus and Renee, like, knowing my luck, are they going to put me in the robot body? I'm just screaming all the time. It hurts so bad. Why would I do this? Put me back in my regular body.
Or there's a recall.
I feel everything.
Would you know? I mean, like, people that have had, oh, my mind's drawing a blank. Like they have phantom limbs, like they can still feel. You're saying that you would be locked in that feeling of amputation is where I was trying to get to. You think you would still feel like you would know you didn't have anything, even though you had been transferred into the robot body?
I'm just saying, knowing my luck,
it would go
me
bad.
being the first one, it would. They was like, this is how we find out. I was like, oh, okay. It reminds me of like that joke is pretty much a derivative of Brandon or Richard. Have you ever seen the Venture Brothers, where they have the guy who's the Human Torch, who from the Fantastic Four, who's literally on fire and he feels everything. He doesn't have any of the abilities of the Human Torch from the comics. He's just a guy screaming on fire as they keep him in the containment, so he just screams all the time.
Oh, that's horrible.
He feels everything.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's the joke apparently.
Yeah.
So that's where I got that from, because I was like, no, my luck, that would be what would happen for me.
I was thinking of MGM's original robot body, the Tin Man, from The Wizard of Oz, who was powered by, remember how they got him up and going?
Oil? Was it oil?
It was oil. They had to put oil in there. Full circle. Oil runs the robot bodies. So sorry, he could be the next Iron Giant. He had a soul.
He was super big.
Superman.
You think he was in pain?
No.
Cesar the Iron Giant. Or the Iron Sheik. You have two iron outcomes. Not taking the wrestling route.
No, I wouldn't be very good at it.
Speaking of wrestling, let's get into this news from
the
VGC.
greatest segue of all time. Well done.
Tried to. I couldn't get the Tin Man in the oil. That just closed like a loop, like a thread there. This comes from VideoGamesChronicle.com and Andy Robinson. Palworld Dev says it will fight Nintendo lawsuit to ensure indies are discouraged from pursuing ideas. I feel like that should have been further down in the story. Nintendo and Pokemon filed suit earlier this week. Palworld developer Pocket Pair has responded to news that Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have filed a patent lawsuit against it. Nintendo and TPC, or the Pokemon Company, filed the lawsuit at the Tokyo District Court on Wednesday, seeking an injunction against infringement and compensation for damages, quote, on the grounds that Palworld infringes multiple patent rights. This was right before it was announced for PS5, right? Coming to PS5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortuitous timing, huh? Now in its own statement published on Thursday, Pocket Pair said to believe it's truly unfortunate they will be forced to allocate significant time to matters unrelated to game development due to the lawsuit. We will do our utmost for our fans and to ensure that indie game developers are not hindered or discouraged from pursuing their creative ideas, it said. There's a full statement, which you can read there. VGC notes, released in January via Steam Early Access and Xbox Game Preview, the monster-catching survival game was an immediate hit, attracting 25 million players in just its first month. Is it still in Early Access?
I don't know, because Sony doesn't do early access, and this is officially on the PS5 in America and Europe, right? So
Yeah.
But one of those other games they announced, they were saying coming to early access in PS5, so maybe they're letting that stance go a little bit.
I think that's that Diablo clone. Remember, that one is technically early access is coming. That they kind of did in the show a couple months back.
I feel like when they just showed us, I was like, oh my god, that looks good. And it was like early access. But you still have to pay for this, right? It's not coming to
Yeah, I think it's the same cost of a full game.
Yeah.
It's not 20. I thought this was $29.99 for some reason. But it launched in Game Pass. I don't think I ever actually priced it unless we looked at it on Steam.
Oh, no. For I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the Sony one. No. You're right. Yeah, it's 29.
Palworld.
It's Game Pass was included, and then I think everything else was 29.
If you bought it separate.
I think it's also $29.99 on PS5. But it seems like we'll get to that later. It's skipping the PS5 in Japan, probably because of the lawsuit thing. Is what everybody assumes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, because based off this article they sit on there, it's like they're suing them for what? Patents, right? That's what it was. Not like they took the IP, they just went at a different angle. Like, hey, they use certain patents that
It's a patent suit, not a copyright suit.
Yeah, that we invented.
Yeah.
So apparently they had something they looked at, like, all right, there's some stuff on here that I don't think this game's going to go away. I think Nintendo's just looking for a bag of money and maybe for them to stop using certain aspects of that could be confused with their Pokemon games, probably.
So VGC notes the complaint is likely focused on gameplay inventions rather than similarities between character designs, which if you look at some of the character designs are strikingly weird.
Yeah, pretty similar.
But they've got experience in fighting, like all those mobile clones and stuff from the early smartphone days and stuff. And
as Murmy said, it alluded here, Nintendo are experts of suing people. So if there is a way, they will find it.
Coming from the company that was sued for the name and likeness of Donkey Kong many, many years ago. More full circle. Donkey, personally, is my favorite Kong. Brant, do you have a favorite Kong? Does he have a
Does he
peanut? Does he have peanut
out of a gun?
popcorn?
Brant,
peanut
there's
pop
two
guns?
I can think of that is very PC. I'm gonna jump ahead you. I'm gonna take Funky Kong.
Oh, Cesar with a clutch one. That leaves one remaining Kong for Brant.
Nope. I'm going to speak for Brant and help him out and tell him he likes Cranky Kong.
I was about to say I'm going to take Cranky. Yeah, I was going to take
Cranky. Off call. Yeah.
Nobody's a Lanky Kong fan or a. She wasn't Dixie Kong in Donkey Kong 64. What was the little one's name? I think she was a chimpanzee. Oh man, this is gonna kill me.
I don't remember.
It was not Dixie in that game. Tiny. It was Tiny Kong.
Tiny.
Out there.
This is lore I don't know because I've played every Donkey Kong, but the 64.
You haven't played 64. So back in the day, this was the perfect game for three Bergmans at summertime. Myself, friend of the show Russell, and friend of the show Mills, because there was so much to collect. You could play the same level over and over with different characters. It was ideal. for that scenario, and he had the green Donkey Kong 64. I wonder if he still got that. Hermie says,
Jungle Green.
Hermie says, y'all remember Pokey Princess? I do not recall that.
Pokey Princess.
Draw and Grave adds Nintendo updated an older patent just to be able to sue them. They woke something up to come after them.
Get their ass.
Honestly, doesn't surprise me.
Nintendo's what they're good at, man.
They can be bullies. There'll probably be more updates to this down the road.
Yeah.
You guys like PlayStation stuff?
Oh yeah.
You ever bought any of those PlayStations?
Not a single one, I don't think.
Can you believe it's been 30 years that we've been buying PlayStations now?
It doesn't seem like
actually pretty nuts. Because I think about they're like U.S. launch fall '95. I'm like, that doesn't seem like that long ago. Those are vivid times for me. I remember that specifically. Oh, E3 '97. We were all looking forward to Metal Gear Solid, and Final Fantasy VII had come out. It's like, wow.
96 and 97 were both E3 in Atlanta, right?
Yes.
I remember that specifically.
Yep. Showing off Spyro, and like Spyro was a lot later in the PlayStation. I'm watching this really cool video. It's like an hour and a half of the history of the PlayStation 1. And some of the things that, like, I didn't have a PlayStation during that time. I got one way at the end. And some of the things are just kind of out of order. Like, I always thought that that Crash and Spyro kind of came out annually, like Sly and Ratchet in them. And those Crash games were way earlier than the Spyro games. Spyro was a much later endeavor.
Yep.
They've been making PlayStations for 30 years, and now they've got new ones to show off. We talked about the PS5 Pro last show, right?
Yes.
Yes, many a times.
Ron Grave says, Richard channeling that old man energy. So how do I mute, block, unfollow? Yes.
Trifecta.
Drawn Grave, I may or may not know your age, and you may or may not be exactly the same age I am. Potentially set apart by a matter of weeks. So careful there, sir. You'll be right next to me in the nursing home playing Wii Bowling. We'll be Wii Bowling together. How many years has it been since the Wii came out?
These were announced to go along with, as Richard was saying, the 30th anniversary, which we had talked about maybe last week, not last week, but I guess the week before, where they were doing the 30th anniversary celebration. With more announcements to come. Well, this is one of the more announcements. These are specific hardware sets that are themed with more classic PlayStation aesthetics in mind, specifically the PlayStation 1. This article goes over pricing, which at the time we didn't know, but these all have gone up as of recording.
Gone up and yesterday. Out of stock, right?
And out of stock in most places. So we have a PS5 digital edition. The digital edition is about $50 more than the normal. The DualSense
tax, baby.
Yeah, the DualSense is being sold about as much as the other themed DualSenses that they've had lately, like the Astro one and the Concord one. Rest in peace, Concord.
I like that Concord controller. It looks nice.
I was laughing when they were talking about the state of play. Somebody was putting Concord 2 in the list. I was like,
the regular DualSense is sitting at about $80
because it just got a price increase, right? Like $5 across the board.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think we talked about that last show.
The PS5 Pro actually was sold in a bundle, which came with the charging dock, the
disc cover,
Pro controller,
bag,
disc cover. That's
bag for the controller.
Cover. There we go.
Which I guess it comes with the standard Pro controller,
but was retailed about $1,000, and then the PlayStation Portal also got this PlayStation 30th anniversary treatment as well, and it came in at what was it, like 220-ish?
I'm very jealous of this one. This is the one that had me like, oh man. You got this one, Brant?
Both Cesar and I were texting back and forth, showing our place in line and how we were over an hour.
You guys got in the queue. What did they limit it by? Did you have to be a PlayStation Plus subscriber? Was that the minimum?
If you did PlayStation Direct, it told you. When I logged on, it was about 15 minutes before. I didn't even see the Wario's tweets where the kind of queue started going live, and you'd log in and it put you in like a predetermined spot, but said that the line is on hold.
That's 6 a.m. I think it's right?
And we'll go live at this time.
It lets you in randomly, so you don't even log in. I don't mean take over from Brand. So you're not even logged in. You're just on the website, and then you're gonna get let in randomly at random. Then you log in.
Yeah, once you're let in, it tells you in order to purchase, you have to log in.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't give it to anybody who's already have an account. It's randomly given to, if like 100,000 people on the line, they just choose people at random.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you're in line, but
it's still a lottery.
They're picking people out of it. I know Cesar was after that bundle, and that thing.
If it was there, I was gonna buy it. It was there. I'm glad I didn't, because I don't need to buy it now.
That thing went quick.
They only had 2,300 of them or something.
Yeah, it already is up on eBay. Some listings for as much as 3 times the selling price.
Sure.
Because
humanity.
Damn scalper's gonna scalp out here.
Open pre-order, man. This should have been open pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants it, gets it.
I just wound up getting a regular controller.
I went that route as well. I'm very nostalgic for the gray controller with the color buttons. We have color shapes on the buttons.
And I will eat my words, because I said I would never ever get the PlayStation Portal, but this, as soon as I saw this,
it's a good looking portal.
it was announced. I sent the whole announcement to Richard, and the only thing I said about it was they're really going to make me buy this damn PlayStation Portal.
Did you jump?
So, and I did.
Yes.
I bought the damn thing.
It's a good looking portal.
You're going to be impressed with it, Brand. It's a really neat device. And this is the best looking one by far. Like you're usually just holding it and you're looking at the screen, but this thing looks phenomenal. And you see the branding on the box is like the original PlayStation box.
Oh yeah.
I don't have. I guess that
not
one.
That. Yeah, I'm about to say not that.
It's closer to. It's closer to this packaging right here, not the.
That mini.
Yeah, not the gray one.
Closer to the classic.
Classic, yeah.
PS1 classic box.
I guess Europe got that. Got that style. I might have one back here. I think I got a shit ton of PlayStation boxes, but it seems like most of them are the DualShock boxes.
But I don't know. They got me, man. They got me.
You won't regret it. You'll like that Portal. The Portal's a great device.
Cesar, what did you wind up with? Did you get a controller as well?
That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was entertaining the bundle if it was there. But I'm not gonna drop randomly X dollars on something. So.
And there are people 3D printing So one of the cool things that came with that is like the USB-C plug in the front of the console looks like the original PlayStation 1 controller port plug. But people have 3D printed those on Etsy. Like you can get a PS2 style one, you can get the PS1 style one, you get the PS1 that is like the half circle for the smaller PS1. Yeah. So I've seen that one too. Like that. And they're not, you don't have to buy a new controller for it. But that gray controller is going to look awesome. Very excited. Does the article go anywhere? We kind of ran over everything, didn't we?
No, yeah, that was basically
much it.
It's kind of said and done already, right? So.
Are the controllers still available? I think they were hanging around for a long time. Those should be open pre-orders too.
Other places. I think GameStop's doing 100 every hour for the next 12 hours or something like that. Something weird.
We'll probably see them pop up randomly for about the next week or so, and then we won't see them again.
Like the Astrobot ones, or they'll be at the PlayStation Direct.
I'll say that Astrobot actually pops up randomly, so Because I know it popped up like last week randomly.
I got mine from Walmart. All those threads Cesar has been sending us. Maybe I should open that controller and see what's actually in there.
Be very wary of the Walmarts
It weighs exactly the same amount as a controller.
Put in some fucking googly eyes. This is a box of googly eyes in there.
Hey, think about it. When you're shaking that box and you hear that little googly eye thing go off, it's about the right sound.
Did you read that thread? They like go deep and they're like, if there must be stealing it from where they're packing the cartridges, and there's like, why go through all that trouble? Just throw the cartridges in your pocket if you're doing it at the manufacturer. They're like,
yeah, don't wait for it to get packaged.
Yeah, it's being done in a distribution somewhere, and they just reseal it. So,
yep. Cesar was of course talking about a Reddit post that he sent Brandon and I, where someone had opened their brand new copy of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and there was there like a paperweight behind it and a like to give it a right amount of weight,
it's
and,
some
and
like
a googly eye,
clip
like
thing, yeah,
just like a googly eye you'd put on a piece of felt or something for an arts and crafts project, and the sound of, I guess, the pupil rolling around in that eye feels exactly like the loose cartridge in the because they sit in that thing, but they're not solid in that little that plastic locking mechanism. There still is a sound.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of play.
Because I'll pick it up.
Right now,
the kids will borrow a Switch game and put it in another case and all this kind of stuff. So sometimes I play that game where I have to pick up the case and like rattle it real quick and just see. But that as soon as I saw the googly eyes, I was like, "This is exactly how that shit sounds."
Smart
exactly
motherfuckers, man.
It's really smart. But then that person was in the awkward position to go back and return it to the retailer, just like Cesar was with Topspin a couple weeks ago.
Where I had to fight the lady. She's like, oh.
I didn't come up with this. I promise you. It's not my burned DVD copy.
I just want a game.
Yep.
I just want a game, not one that's a CD-ROM that I can't even play in the fucking PlayStation.
Not trying to get cash back. I'm trying to exchange it for the equal thing because this is obviously not the right thing. I'll open the next one if you want me to do that.
So to make a long story short, always check your PS5 games if you buy them from Ellenwood.
And apparently your
Walmart.
Switch.
Always check anything. Yeah, maybe your Astrobot controllers. Who knows? I got to open that puppy up and see what's in there.
I mean, we all know Richard's copies of Concords are fake, so
they might be. Or they
Schrodinger's empty
Schrodinger's
boxes.
They're Schrodinger's Concords.
Yeah.
You know what? One of them I know has a disc in it, but it could be that CD-ROM disc because you know how when the disc will ship to you and it's already loose in there, and you're like, it's just flying around in that thing. I'm like, man, thank God these are Blu-rays. It's not getting scratched in there.
Like you're playing air hockey.
Strong Grave says people spend so much brain power just to steal or defraud.
Yep.
Time is money. That's they've found a scheme and they're trying to make a quick buck. That was it for that news, right? All right. CNET and David Lum. They have everything announced at Sony's PlayStation State of Play.
Just waiting for Brent to sing. She's a lump. She's a lump.
She's a lump. She's in my head. She might be dead. Brent starts off with she might be dead. Oh boy. So there was a show. What was that? Tuesday of this week. Sony reveals. Sony reveals trailers for 22 games coming in 2024 and 2025 to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation VR 2. I saw some great PlayStation VR 2 games in there. You guys have new headsets. I was like, man, I would like to play that on one of those headsets. These titles we're looking at look pretty fucking great. That one Puppeteer one that has like the non-VR mode, but I was like, holy shit, that looks like a killer app for VR.
If I actually saw in real life, I think I'm in hell.
Yeah.
Like, this is truly hell.
Yeah. We're gonna run down this list from CNET. Did they go chronologically? It seems. Not really. Oh, I got to start at the bottom. Maybe.
No. You skip past the accessories with the first two, and then it starts with Astrobot, and that it does go in order.
It did start with Astrobot. That's right. So there's a free content pack coming this fall to Astrobot with 5 new online speedrun levels and 10 new bots for players to free, including cute versions from Helldivers 2 and Stellar Blade. The Helldivers 2 ones looked perfect. Having all 3 of us have played a shit ton of Helldivers this year, it was like a great representation. Not to jump straight into or segue anything from games played, but I unlocked Spyro the Dragon like recently, and it's not a bot version of Spyro. It's just straight up Spyro the Dragon, like a perfectly rendered Spyro.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny, like which ones they decide to have the agency to apply the Astro build to.
Well, it's funny because a lot of them, like you've probably already unlocked the Ape Escape guys,
Yes, I just did that level.
and all of them look like they're straight out of Ape Escape. And if you
Yeah.
go up to them in the little crash site area and you hit them, a lot of times the little
mask
monkey head
yeah.
pops off and they like scramble and put it back
Yeah.
on. So
I saw that with Crash. I think it was Crash I hit. Spyro doesn't do that. Spyro just splits flame back at you. Did y'all do that? Yeah, Spyro tortured you like he's in the game. All right, so more Astrobot is coming. This is the aforementioned game that I was talking about, The Midnight Walk. This new odd adventure from Moonhood Studios, creators of Lost in Random, features creature designs handmade in clay with an accompanying stop-motion look. The Midnight Walk is coming to PS5 and PSVR at an unannounced date. That is a PSVR mode, but it is not an exclusive to PlayStation VR 2. Looked like, man, the claymation was just gorgeous. They don't. It's one of those where I was like, man, they don't make games like this anymore. It reminded me so much of Puppeteer. It's like, this looks awesome. Looked like a Japan studio game. Hell Is Us. We got some gameplay from. Haunting post-apocalypse game. Pits players against faceless monsters while exploring strange, vivid landscapes of abandoned buildings and old temples. Hell Is Us, developed by Studio Rogue Factor, does not have a release date. It did.
That looked good.
We saw some more from Metro's VR debut, coming at November 7th, 2025. Wow, that is a year from now. A little over a year, 13 months. Next up was Arch-Age Chronicles, an exploration-based action-adventure game. Arch-Age Chronicles brings ghostly fantasy adventure with multiplayer, a game that looks like it'll have a sprawling story revealed in trailers to come. Arch-Age Chronicles comes out sometime in 2025. The aforementioned Pal World, which CNET calls the Pokemon with Guns monster collecting adventure and building game, has finally come to PS5.
Yep.
And is out now.
Shadow dropped. Yep.
Was Shadow dropped?
Oh my gosh. This next announcement.
I know we were all excited about this one.
Just to let you know, Richard, your youngins would love
really?
It's freaking it's Minecraft for Pokemon. Yeah, it's a straight Minecraft for Pokemon.
And the guns was shooting each other?
They would I don't know about the guns part, but I know the building stuff and capturing Pokemon would be right up their alley.
I think that would be their jam, huh?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was super excited about the next assignment.
As soon as this popped up, I'm like, holy shit, it's this. And then my second immediate thought is Cesar's about to go crazy.
Oh, we all started texting each other.
I'm looking at my two copies right here. They're just staring at me. They're like, play me.
One of these. I think I have Silver Star Story. Those games are, of course, Rambakey.
Lunar Remastered Collection.
Brought to you by our friends at Gung Ho, who previously brought us Grandia Collection, right?
Grandia.
And they worked with a limited run on that.
And
release.
I'm about to say, like the Grandia stuff, possible physical coming at a later date from limited run.
Possible.
With
I'll wait for Brant to buy it, and maybe they ship him 2 copies. And...
Hopefully they ship me 2.
Wait.
So,
let me go real quick. Cesar, didn't they send you 2 copies of the Switch, Grandia? Didn't we give 4 copies? Because I bought it from somewhere else. Okay. I thought for some reason you had gotten 2 copies of the Switch one like years ago. Whatever that first release was, that not the one Brant was waiting on. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
No. So, no, what's funny is that the Grandia one was not developed by Game Arts. It was sourced out to an American company. This one is actually being developed by Game Arts,
which I haven't heard that name in a long, long time.
Because I think there was a lot of feedback on the Grandia ones and how badly they were when they first came out. They were really bad, and how long it took to port it to everything. So,
which they showed updated visuals on this and some new features of the gameplay. It looks amazing.
Part of the Japanese trailer, man. It had all the Japanese tracks on there. It's perfect, man.
Good stuff.
I think you can go to the Japanese, English, French, and German, I think, are the tracks they have on there. So
these are, of course, RPGs from the PlayStation 1 era, and also the Sega CD had Lunar. Was it
Yes.
Sega CD had one?
And
of
so
the
it
first
started
ones?
it.
Yeah.
So the big draw from this game is that is like like Luna, the girl in there, sings a lot. There's a lot of singing in there. So that was also one of the draws from that game.
And these
'Cause
are
I like if
also
you-
very, very expensive to own now. So for these to
Oh,
be re-released for new platforms is clutch.
I knew
So-
I knew instantly when I heard the opening song. I knew it was the PlayStation version because the song is very different on PSP. It's not the words are completely different. Translation's
Yeah.
different. So
Because it was released on Sega CD, then it was PS1, and then they got the remakes on PSP,
So-
right?
the
It's just
the game.
one on PSP, wasn't it?
So the sequel is Lunar Dragon Song was on DS. They ported over the first Lunar game on Game Boy Advance, which is actually pretty fucking good.
Oh wow.
It's not a bad version. It has some voice in there, but it doesn't have any singing in there, and it's a very, very competent version of the game. And then you have the Sega CD with Lunar 1 and 2. Then they ported over to Saturn, and then they ported over again to Saturn with the MPEG version with the better video. Then they ported it over to
Oh.
PlayStation. We never got it over here for Saturn, and so it was mostly a Sega jam, and they finally ported over the PlayStation after that. And ever since then, I think then PSP, then Game Boy Advance, then the DS, and I think maybe there's a iOS version that came out of the first game, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. So
Using the PSP port for that one, right?
correct.
Yeah, I think so. But this is the original Game Arts.
So this is
version.
a port. This is the port of the Sega Saturn one that's been ported over to the PlayStation. This is the Sega Saturn MPEG version, which was called the complete version, and this was ported over to PlayStation.
Is Game Arts the company that had like the main localization guy that all the press had issues with? Like there was this beef with him nonstop. Am I thinking of
That
the
was
right?
You're thinking of Working Designs. And
Working Designs. I mixed Working Designs
Yeah,
up with
Victor
Game
Ireland.
Arts.
I know him by name.
Yeah, that's it. Victor
Yeah,
Ireland.
I hate that guy.
That's
personally.
it. It's Working Designs.
He's like he never wanted to get shit out when he had it, so I'm surprised they were able to work something out to put the English stuff on there at least, because this is the Working Designs one. So
Working Designs and Game Arts. Oh boy, we live in a golden age, but there's still remnants of the past, the shady past. Next up, TMNT Shredder's Revenge DLC Radical Reptiles. I bought a physical copy of this on PS5 because I thought it was a complete edition. It is now
the one with the Usagi.
Usagi edition.
Mhm.
This, of course, is a phenomenal game. I think we streamed this a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Did I think Renee joined us at 1.4? I think we got up to almost 6 people.
Friend of the show, Robbie,
Yep.
I think, was on that. I think friend of
We
the
had
show,
6 people on
Buish.
that one, right? I think
Yeah.
we filled it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
bunch. Side-scrolling beat 'em up is getting a small expansion, Radical Reptiles. That's out today as of that show, so definitely now, which adds 2 new characters, Radical Surfer Mondo Gecko and chemistry student Mona Lisa.
Making me not feel so bad that I did not buy the version that Richard had. I was like, damn, I don't have the Usagi version, but
The
now
Usagi
it's
version.
thrown out since we didn't get the Radical Reptiles on disc. So I guess they're going to re-release it for a 3rd time. Here we go.
How many
Whatever.
copies of Shredder's Revenge will be purchased? The DLC is out now for PS4 and PS5, and a bunch of new remix songs from the soundtrack. So the soundtrack was a big hit.
Yeah.
And they put a splash screen up. I didn't recognize many of them, but there's like
It's a
5 or
lot.
6 new artists.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
that were up on that splash screen. Sonic X. What did we
Whoa.
decide? Where did we decide on this? Sonic Cross.
Sonic Cross Shadow. It's Brandt's Game of the Year. Sonic Cross Shadow Generations movie.
Yep.
I'm gonna
content.
take this. You
The
want to take
movie
this bit
content.
since they already took you in to see the movie, Brant.
Releases on October 25th. The game will get free bonus content December 12th. Which has to do with the Sonic 3 film, which includes voice lines from Keanu Reeves himself.
Man can't get away from a fucking video game character. God bless him.
Keanu.
He was in the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure game, and now he did Cyberpunk, and now he's doing
Cyberpunk. They did the
Can't
the
get away from the
Matrix-
industry.
What was the Matrix Unreal 5?
Enter,
Unreal
enter
5.
the path and
Yeah.
enter the path of Neo.
Path of Neo.
Path of Neo.
Yeah.
Oh, that Matrix
I think I'm
Unreal
entering the
Engine.
Matrix now. I'm combining my fucking Matrix games.
I forgot about that Matrix Unreal Engine title, Brant. That thing was awesome.
Yeah. And now he's a hedgehog.
Now he's a hedgehog. He's come full circle.
Brant, you can also be a hedgehog if you type your name in there
Full
and say
circle.
Brant the Hedgehog.
Brant the Hedgehog.
Brand the hedgehog.
You'll find an image of you on there. So.
Oh no!
That's an
no,
easy
no,
Instagram
no.
post one day. It was just 3 pictures. It's just all 3 of us with our blank the hedgehog
The
names.
hedgehog.
Yeah. Alphabetically, so I'm last. When is that coming out? December 12th.
Yes.
Next
DLC.
up,
Yeah.
Fantasian Neo Dimension, and Hironobu Sakaguchi even appeared to talk about it a little bit. Fantasian, the fantasy RPG from the creator of the original Final Fantasy, the aforementioned Hironobu Sakaguchi, that came out on Apple Arcade, is coming to PS5 with extras as Fantasian Neo Dimension. The game comes out December 5th, 2024. That is getting a physical release on PS5 and Switch, I think I saw.
Yes. Yeah. We're at the point of this juncture where they're skipping PS4 now unless you're in Europe, and they're skipping Xbox, which is also unless you're in Europe, which is, I guess, the future. So,
I need to give this another shake because I did try this on Apple Arcade, but I was playing on my phone. I wasn't using a dedicated controller, and since then we've got a setup where we do some Apple Arcade stuff every once in a while. I may need to give this another shot. It also released in 2 parts on Apple Arcade, so this will be the complete edition. You don't have to have a wait time in between those two versions. People that really got into it enjoyed it. Like they really loved its take on turn-based. We got an extended look at Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Boss battle footage showed the player as a mage duking it out with a huge dragon. BioWare also released an 11-minute video deep dive into a mage build for fans who want a sneak peek at a magic build. This comes out Halloween Day, so a month from now, on PS5. This gameplay trailer didn't do a lot for me. I know friend of the show Russell's a big Dragon Age guy. I didn't think it played like that. I thought it was a lot more turn-based.
And
they kind of changed up the formula a little bit. I know some people have kind of questioned the art style and the gameplay on there, but
was it just me, or did it seem like they were chipping away at that dragon for a really long time?
Yeah.
It's very
And then
MMORPG-esque.
Yeah.
When you're in a long-term battle.
Monster Hunter.
And then they kept like doing these random cuts, kind of like progressing it. And then all of a sudden they went into that big cutscene where it's like, oh, well, you almost had this dragon down. Oh, here's another dragon. Oh, and then here's another big bad. It's like all at the same time. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I get you're trying to go with like this big epic thing, but that just seems like, where's my progression? And then when I finally feel like I'm progressing, you throw 2 other big hurdles in my face. But I don't know. It looked. To me, it looked good.
And it was a show demo, you know. It was meant to be a slice to show, but there wasn't much about it that I don't think I was really on
didn't really grab me.
Yeah. Drawn Grave says it looks so disappointing. I kind of felt the same because everything I had read about impressions and all that leading up to it sounded really promising, and it just seemed kind of generic to me, and I don't know if that's what I would have shown, but I mean, these teams are very talented people, and there's no telling at one point they were like, here's what you need to show. They want to see a big dragon battle or whatever that consists of. But Russell always Russell put hours into Dragon Age Inquisition, just like wandering around and exploring and all that. And I got nothing from that. Like I thought it was more Witcher-esque, where you're moving around the map and talking to NPCs, and that, I guess it was just a boss battle, but it wasn't it didn't seem like an RPG to me. It seemed like an action-adventure title. That's the Veilguard, out October 31st. Then we saw Alan Wake 2 expansion, The Lake House. I thought it was going to be something to do with Control, because they were doing they showed off like the Bureau of Control artwork and stuff.
I guess this is the DLC that's going to kind of tie it together.
Yeah. The DLC arrives in October as part of the expansion pass. Owners of the standard version of the game will need to upgrade to the digital deluxe edition to get it, and the previous DLC, Night Springs. Path to victory for this includes buying the digital deluxe edition. Snafu's in the chat says, stop listening to people who are saying anything good about the Dragon Age games post the second one. I know Cesar was a big fan of the second one, at least. Yeah, Drawn Grave says no step up at all from Inquisition. I mean, I'm still sitting on that from like 10 years ago, so if I need to scratch that itch, I can always pop that one in. We'll see how it does. We'll see what the reception is. This was a slice for a show. They're just showing off some of their progress. Snafu says Mass Effect went downhill after the first game too. Yeah, BioWare's not what they used to be. It's like all of our studios we know and love, except probably Nintendo, where you have people who've been working on the same franchises for 50 plus years. Next up was some Hitman VR2 integration. As soon as I saw this trailer fire up, I was like, this is definitely Hitman.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Want to take your stealth or not so stealth kills into first person? A VR version of Hitman: World of Assassination is headed toward PSVR 2 and coming in December. Next was a little kept secret. I think we knew about this during Comic-Con, which was like
we talked about this. Yeah, month-ish ago, something like that.
Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered. Remasters of the legendary 1999 PS1 game, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, and its 2001 sequel are coming out on December 10th for PS4 and PS5.
It looked good.
It looks faithful to the art
really
style.
Damn good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm curious. I always think in the back of my head when they redo these things about you with Crash Bandicoot, because I was like, man, this is a great update to Crash, but you had put so many hours into like knowing exactly how those games should perform and such, and it was just, you knew it was slightly off. And so I wonder how those are going to compare to the PS1 and Dreamcast versions of Soul Reaver. And then what Soul Reaver, the second one came out on PS2 and PC, I think, were its only platforms.
This was an Xbox one?
This is Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2. It did not come out.
But I thought 2 didn't come out on Xbox?
It did not. Xbox got Legacy of Kain, Defiance, and Blood.
Oh, that's why I'm getting mixed up.
And Blood Omen 2. Having never played any of these, despite owning a few, it's the most confusing lineup. And we're getting one of those games in the PlayStation catalog later on. Mm-hmm. Which I just...
The OG one, the original one.
Yeah. Which I fired up my PS3 earlier, and that is a digital copy that I own on PS1, so it should be free for me. Yeah. Should be free for me on this, right? I don't know that that's necessarily working, because I own almost all available PS1 classics on PS3, and they are not popping on PS5. Like Toy Story. I can't play Toy Story 2 for free, but I have that license.
It seems to work more often with the Sony ones. Like some of those Disney games were published by Sony, right, in the PlayStation days?
I think so, yeah. So, that's why they were everywhere. They were on demo discs and all sorts of stuff. Also, Soul Calibur, the Soul Calibur for PSP. I have a digital copy of that on PS3, and it did not... I can't just play it. Maybe it's one of those that's not available separately, kind of like the Tekkens. But
No, I know you can, for a fact, you can purchase the PSP one separately. I think I've purchased.
I can buy it separately, even though I own it on PS3. They usually, I mean, it's like hit and miss. I can never understand what's going to do what. Yeah. Soul Reaver. Next up, Fear the Spotlight, the lo-fi retro PS1 looking horror game. Fear the Spotlight is arriving just in time for the Horror Days. Is that a specific time frame? Are we calling that Happy Horror Days? Maybe it's one word. Y'all see that, right? Horror Days. Horror Days. What are you hearing, Cesar? Horror Days. Happy Horror Days. I think Brant froze. Cesar's looking at me like I froze. I hear somebody. Are we all there? I hear Brant.
There you are.
What happened?
That was weird. Everybody froze. Everybody froze but me.
I saw Brant freeze.
I still saw Cesar moving.
Yeah, that's
looking here.
All right, Fear the Spotlight. The first title from publisher Blumhouse Games is coming to PS5 and PS4 on October 22nd. Is Blumhouse the one that announced like 10 titles? Like it's a...
Yeah, they're new. They're a new publisher.
Okay, and they're spun off of
Fear the Spot.
Didn't they come from something else, like a Netflix studio or something?
I hope to God not.
Everybody's commenting on who's frozen and who's not. We back, fam. Don't worry. We back. All of us are here. The gang is all here. We're glad you stayed with us.
I mean, I do like this game they have on this Fear the Spotlight because it is like a PS1 game. So
it did. This game looked amazing, and it's co-op, which caught my interest. Towers of Agazba. the newly revealed adventure game Towers of Agazba. Agazba? Is that what we're going with?
Agrabah.
Not Agrabah. Not Towers of Agrabah.
Did I go too far?
Yeah, we're the co-op adventures of Iago and Aladdin, the thief. Towers of Agazba
Iago.
looks like a bright and vivid exploration of a wild island world with online co-op. It launches in early access sometime in October. Then Fortnite's Lego mode is getting split screen because we all knew it had a Lego mode, right? Right.
Has Richard's favorite phrase on there was a thinker bus driver.
Is it on there?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I feel like you coined that. You made it a thing in the battle.
It was not
battle
me.
bus,
I don't play Fortnite.
battle bus driver.
I don't play Fortnite.
Come on, Cesar, you have a favorite battle bus driver.
I literally the last time I played Fortnite was with you, and that was the one I had no idea what we were doing. I just got a text at 11 a.m. as I woke up from my slumber. We're all on. We're all Fortnite. Join us. And I'm like, I literally was awake for like 5 minutes. I just remember that, and I think we won that round because I don't know what the hell was going on, and I never played.
We did win. Fortnite's Lego mode is getting split screen, but players of any of its mode can pick up a limited edition DualSense controller. I see what they did there. Adorned with Fortnite style, with pre-order starting on October 3rd. What are we up to on our new controller type announcement for this show? Are we up to like 2 or 3?
I don't know. We're getting to Xbox level of controller releases here, so
yeah. And then later on, they've got the DualSense. Aren't there new DualSense colors to match the covers?
Chrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chrome.
So now that there's 3,
they don't put Hall effect in there, so it doesn't do me any good. I'm not buying anything with a Hall effect. So
no, the Chrome ones don't look that great to me, anyways. They look kind of like a dirty oil puddle almost.
Sure doesn't look like those knockoff PS2 controllers you used to buy back in the day.
Yeah.
It's like the reminder for all of us there. It's like, oh, remember these things? You used to like, I'll save $5 buying this knockoff.
This brand's called Mad Cats. That can't be bad.
Mad Cats, yeah.
And there's a shitty Seattle Seahawks logo screen printed on the side of this thing. That can't be bad. No, I guess we'll get into it with the covers and stuff, but now they have 3 models of PlayStations that they're supporting accessories for like the physical hardware, right? Are they making these chrome plates for all of them? The PS5 Pro, the PS5, the new PS5, or the old one?
I guess
everything I see, it's only for that slim
style.
Digital.
Yeah. So
the slims. Yeah. I think the old one's dead.
So all of us with the original PS5s that they sold, what, 60 million copies. Andrew House somewhere has the numbers he's looking at. They sold a shit ton of those. They're just not making plates for those anymore. That doesn't even make sense.
They don't make them anymore. So you got D brand that you can buy them from.
I mean,
they go to other storefronts, right?
Alternate storefronts. I mean, I guess they did this with like when they came out with the PS2 Slim that had a different memory card. Or a multi-tap, you had like a different diameter between the memory card and the controller port. So
I remember I had to buy a multi-tap so I can fucking use my Logitech wireless controllers because that huge ass nub in there wouldn't fit in the Slim. So
damn, I forgot about that.
That was the only reason why I had a multi-tap. Yeah,
just for the Logitech controllers.
Lift it up with just a little bit. It wouldn't keep it on there. It's like nope. My scared self like, let's crash a disc.
And those Logitech controllers are nice though. Those were the first wireless.
Those are the best controllers ever made on PS2, man. I don't care what anybody says.
They're good. Dynasty Warriors Origins. We saw some more Dynasty Warriors. Looks like they're going back to what made them awesome to start with. This looks, in my mind's eye, this is what Dynasty Warriors always look like. But then, like, I've recently dabbled in the PS2 ones and stuff. It's like, nope. this is definitely the next gen Dynasty Warriors.
Somebody was on Twitter saying we're so back when they were showing like the murder of you just killed 1,000 people.
Yeah,
it's like the old school one, the EA published Dynasty Warriors. Remember that?
They were so impressive when you had so many enemies just running around on screen, and they would just go through plowing them down. You would jump on a horse and be swinging swords and scabbards and stuff from there. Monster Hunter Worlds. One of y'all could touch on this if you want to. My brain turns off when I see Monster Hunter stuff.
It looks like a more fleshed out version of Monster Hunter. I see a lot of story stuff. I'm gonna leave it to our Monster Hunter expert Mermy to go into the chat because I occasionally play Monster Hunter, but this one's seems to be very story heavy from all the other ones I've seen before. So, but you hunt big things. So
yeah, it looks like Monster Hunter. They did one of those. It's another one.
I mean, Richard's over here like, that's what's up. Lego Horizon Adventures.
Yeah, Lego Horizon.
Let's go do that Monster Hunter.
Let's kill the monsters.
I mean, Monster Hunter World was
The real Monster Hunter game.
It's like the #1 Capcom selling game of all time, right? Even after all the Street Fighter iterations and stuff. So
I don't think nothing's beating it.
yeah,
it's up there.
They're story heavy as fuck, says Mermy. So there's your final take on Monster Hunter. It was mad annoying. Oh, you don't like the story?
Mermy's not a fan of the story.
No, I just want to kill some fucking monsters.
That could be the thing.
That's right. You love some lore, man. This might be.
I 100% will be more inclined to it.
You have to start with the first one, though. All right, you guys tried to get us into Lego. Not. You guys tried to get us into Lego Horizons. Lego's Horizon Adventures.
Lego. I could take over here. You want me to?
Do it.
Be helpful for you.
Do it.
Lego Horizon Adventures it got a release date for November 14th. Pre-orders open up October 3rd. This is coming out for PS5, PC, and Switch. They showed off some costumes you get in this game, which was like Ratchet Bay, Sackboy, which is funny because I guess you can get these franchises also on your Nintendo Switch, but neither here or there. You have Horizon Zero Dawn remastered, the game that nobody asked for. And then they stack on a upgrade price of $10. Now everybody's kind of asking for it. So
I don't know. I want to see what I want to see what these differences are.
$10 is not bad. I'll pay $10. I have a digital copy. I'll pay $10.
Well, here's the thing. I think
we all have a digital copy of the complete edition, right?
These this honestly could just be a patch. I mean, obviously, if you're upgrading for $10, it's a patch.
It's a patch for PC. It's only a fucking PC.
Also, they've hiked up the price. This game has been sitting at $20 on the PlayStation 4 for years now, several years, and after this announcement, they jacked it up to $39.99. Then we'll also get the additional $9.99 out of you if you decide that is your upgrade path.
I mean, that puts you closer to the retail SKUs, so.
Yeah, Brandon, you can't have people get stuff for nothing, man. You remember that song Money for Nothing and the chicks for free, man.
Hard they know.
Dire Straits.
My CNET link is just frozen on Monster Hunter. It won't let me get away from Monster Hunter. You guys might have to take the rest of this one while it.
All right. So
next up, we have a crossover with Stellar Blade and Nier Automata, featuring what's her name, UB.
You saw? You saw what the creator of Nier says. We'll do anything for money.
Yeah.
He said on Twitter.
That was funny.
When they talk about the crossover, we'll do anything for money.
Which the games are pretty similar, right? So it's pretty cool that they
are. I think Stellar Blade is heavily influenced off Nier. I think the creators have kind of spoken their fondness for each other. So
yeah. And last but certainly not least, Sucker Punch finally showed off their latest game, the follow-up to Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yote.
Ugh. I've also seen it called Ghost of Tsushima.
There you go. That works as well. This will take place, I think I've heard, like about 300 years after the first game.
300 some odd years.
Yeah.
So it is a sequel, but just like generationally.
It is, yeah. It's a sequel.
I think they said is more of they went along with the ghost mask, and the whole premise of the ghost is carrying over versus the protagonist. So
I would think the protagonist would not still be around 300 years later.
And all we know is that we have a female.
Played Onimusha because he went to Paris present day. So
yeah, I stand corrected.
Yeah, Onimusha 3, man.
There is a precedent.
He was with Gene Reno from The Professional. He was in there also.
But so far, all we know is if you watch the trailer, looks pretty good, visually stunning.
Yeah.
As the first one was. It follows the story of a female Ronin in a wicked mask, as this article says, as she cuts her way across northern Japan in the year 1603. Game is coming sometime in 2025.
Fall, winter. What are we thinking?
Probably
Further
fall.
than 6 months out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love that. I love that she's carrying around the shamisen on their back, and I love when they're playing it. Dun 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 dun.
That's the instrument, right? The string instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Shamisen.
Is that everything from the PlayStation State of Play? Oh wait, the console
Yes.
colors.
Boo. It's your
That was
favorite
the
chrome colors.
Yeah, chrome
Yeah.
colors.
Chrome, it's ugly.
You get plates and controllers.
And when Richard comes over your house, he can see every fingerprint ever made on your chrome color console and controllers because it's going to stand
They
out.
just don't look good. Even that white controller, I'm looking at it like that's gonna be dirty immediately. Like the
I mean,
sticks on it.
Don't worry, man. You don't have to worry about buying it because it's not made for our consoles. So
True.
you're taking out the game.
Not for me. Even if it wasn't, if I didn't like it, it's not for me. Somebody else out there is like, oh man, this thing looks fucking amazing. All right, Game Pass Wire, Xbox Wire, Game Pass games. Coming soon, Wargroove 2 to cloud console and PC, September 19th. Frostpunk 2 to PC. Ara History Untold on September 24th to PC.
Oh, it's a brand mode. Here we go.
What's the Brant mode? Oh, yeah, here we go.
Unlock.
Unlock in-game loot in Overwatch 2 with Game Pass.
Brand.
In-game loot.
Brant,
Time for these consoles for Overwatch.
yeah.
The loot.
I'm not even going to read this paragraph. Brant knows it from memory. Go ahead and recite what you're going to get, Brant.
Is he gonna stand up and cover his heart when he recites it?
Yeah, that's why.
We made it sound
Why
like
is he covering his heart?
you pledge allegiance to Overwatch 2 with Game Pass.
Cover your heart, Brant.
Cover your heart. 30 mythic prisms to spin on mythic unlocks.
Go on.
You said,
Oh my
Brent, you
gosh.
said words, but I don't know what these words mean. I don't know what the hell is a mythic prism and what
Oh
the fuck is
my
a mythic
gosh.
unlock.
Why am I already spinning mythic prisms for mythic unlocks? I already have a mythic thing. Why am I giving you more mythic things?
You got to get more mythic. It's got to be more mythic all the time.
These items will be yours to keep, but you'll need to log in and ensure your accounts are linked by November 11th to claim them. Members will also earn ongoing rewards, including a stackable XP boost and access to Overwatch 2 shop cosmetics from prior seasons. God, I hate reading this stuff. It really makes no sense.
I want, Brent, I want you to log in on Xbox, get the mythics, and see if it carries over to your PlayStation console.
Just please do it by November 11th. The article originally states October 21st.
October 21st. I'm glad that they left that part in there so they can course correct themselves.
Redacted.
So.
Is this your Xbox Wire person? Is it the same person? Yeah.
It's always her.
Yeah, Megan Spur.
Yeah.
Thanks, Megan.
Never hate on Megan Spur, man. She's a senior community lead at Xbox Game Pass.
She does a great job. What's not a great job is breaking down these like battle pass things and these like we just did it when we were playing Call of Duty Warzone, like dipping in there to see what's actually in there besides Michael Myers. And I think that's the only like obvious takeaway from any of that is that Michael Myers is
murdering me nonstop.
Yeah, the whole team of Michael Myers.
We got killed by a team of Michael Myers.
We sure as shit did.
We got killed by a team of Sam
Team
Bridges.
Norman Reed. Yeah, Norman
Reedus won, didn't they? Didn't they win that round?
Yeah, as we saw him cross the screen 3 times.
Oh god.
Hey man, that's the stuff we need to do to piss people off. Like, great, I got murdered by 5 Mike Myers. It's like I didn't know you can get 5 people in this game.
I mean, we used to be the Groots, right?
The Groots was funny.
We were a whole pack of Groots running around. I mean, we won some where it was just four fucking Groots get on the plane.
I still remember being in fucking Vondel and we're in the Rataways and just something come out the ground. I was like, what the fuck is that? We get murdered by Groots. And I was like, game's glitched.
Something's coming out the ground.
Hey man, they hit it there perfectly, man.
Getting murdered by Groots.
Well, they gotta get removed.
What was that? A Spawn character?
Yeah.
So it was Spawn. It was this time last year.
Gaia.
Yeah, I think they did Spawn for Halloween last year, and now it's Mike Myers.
Remember, they had to take care of the character because it fucking blended in too well. I just remember
it was a cheat.
I just remember it come up in front of me. I couldn't even react in time. I just got murdered immediately. I was like, oh, okay.
Nerf the Groots. Oh, 1 anniversary of Groot nerfing.
I I still remember when you had the prox chat on there, and you said somebody was yelling, and you're like, "We got it's Groots." And everybody called it Groots.
They're all Groots. I was like, we're validated finally. Oh, it's not just our fever dream. They're all Groots. They're down there in the sewer. Oh,
only good time that
man.
prox chat is turned on, man. That's the only good time.
If it wasn't like a 9-to-1 racism and bigotry to comedy ratio, then maybe, like, if there's some filters we could turn off with a delay, like, we don't really need to know exactly when they're saying it. We just want to know what they're saying. Just give it like an FCC filter where they screen it real fast to see what they're saying.
Hopefully that'll be the future.
Yeah, I got called something the other day on PS5 and I turned it off after that. Oh boy. DLC and game updates. There's a thing for Fallout 76. There's an early access trial for EA Sports FC 25, which came out September 20th. You get 10 hours of that? Yeah, up to 10 hours via EA Play. Starfield Shattered Space comes out September 30th. That is the first expansion. Yeah, it's a new story expansion. A mysterious power stirs in the city of Darza on House Varun's hidden homeworld. Investigate a frightening cosmic threat, explore a new planet, and find unique weapons, spacesuits, and gear in this all-new adventure. And then your Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Perks, the Persona 3 Reload Expansion Pass is available now. It's a pretty big piece of content. It says 30 hours.
Which I think was free to. It was free. Remember, free to everybody. You just had a claim. I think you never lose it if you unsubscribe or whatever.
Awesome. This is a big chunk of this game, apparently. The First Descendant Season 1.
Ending.
What's that?
It's a fucking ending.
Yeah, you gotta have it for the ending. The First Descendant Season 1 Invasion Bundle. This is not related to the First Descendant, but Cesar, you keep talking about Valorant. I downloaded Valorant for the PlayStation 5. Apex Legends Bright Idea Weapon Charm available now with your EA Play membership. Hawked Plunder Pack 2. Leaving Game Pass September 30th. This is the biggest bit. Remember, you can save up to 20% off your purchase to keep them now in your library. Gotham Knights, Let's Build a Zoo, Loop Hero, My Time at Porsche.
Is that just not a fucking movie? Let's Build a Zoo?
I think it was
We bought a zoo.
We bought a zoo.
We bought a zoo. Because at first I was like, wait a minute, is he right? That sounds familiar.
Damn it, Matt Damon.
Steve Harvey's up there like, this movie was titled Let's Blank a Zoo. Cesar says, let's build a zoo. Me and Brandon are like, good answer. It's up there. It's up there.
It's better than the alternative.
Give us, let's build
it's super inappropriate. So.
Let's beep a zoo.
Let's oil a zoo.
Something
let's
like
rub down a zoo.
Lube a zoo.
Let's lube a zoo.
There's your episode title.
Let's lube a zoo.
Yeah.
Paw Patrol Grand Prix, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy. Speaking of zoos, Paw Patrol. The Walking Dead, the complete first season. That's a PC game. The Walking Dead, Season 2. That's a PC game. And Valheim. That's for cloud console. And the personal computer. I will hand this off temporarily and rejoin you guys because I'm a little ill because I thought the Plucky Esquire was coming to essential users and it's not. I have to go up to extra.
No. All right, so we have our PlayStation Plus game catalog games for September. PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium game catalog. We have Plucky Squire. Is that really what it was? I thought he. No, it's this. Yeah, he doesn't have extras. He has Essential. That's why. You have Essential too, right, Brant? Or you have Extra?
On
Essential.
Extra.
Okay. That's out as of now. You have Under the Waves, Not in the Woods, Chernobyl, Wild Card Football, Space Engineers, Road 96, Ben 10, Far Cry 5, which it looks like is a re-release.
Yes.
Pistol Whip for VR2. Ooh. And then your classics for the month is Secret Agent Clank, Sky Gunner, which has like one of the fucking best openings I've ever seen, and Mr. Mosquito.
Mr. Mosquito.
Yep. Which is also a Sony classic that they passed on and gave to Eidos to release over here. I think Sky Gunner was also a Sony classic that passed on and gave to Atlas. So
while we are on the subject of PlayStation Plus, I just remembered, and I had to feverishly look up a different article because for some reason it wasn't on that other article.
Mhm.
Also, a part of that state of play. They did announce some other things coming to the PlayStation Plus services.
It was October games, right?
So
It
for
was outside of
October,
this list.
yes, this was on the state of play. We have October's PlayStation. I'm guessing these are the essential tiers here. We have Dead Space, WWE 2K24, and Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Highly recommend that, especially since it's October and if you want like a game,
Doki and Dead Space are very Halloween-esque games.
very Halloween-esque. Doki Doki is very unassuming until you get to playing it and you're like, oh shit, this is not what I thought it was, and it's super trippy.
I bought that on you guys' recommendation. I haven't played it yet.
It's a great game. And then you also will have as classic offerings, Blood Omen: Legacy of Kain, as well as Dino Crisis will be added to the classics catalog later.
Fucking finally.
And as of today, correct? Oh, actually, as of yesterday.
Yep.
Was Last of Us Day, so they actually added Last of Us Part 1 to the PlayStation Plus game catalog. I believe that's for extra.
It is extra. Brandon,
Extra and premium.
Yeah, Brandon, I'm proud of you. You waited long enough, right? You haven't not spent any money on this remake. Now it's time.
Yeah, now it's time.
Got it cheap.
I'll say. I mean, I might as well load it on the PS5 and feel those the haptics and
play it
the
again,
triggers
man.
and everything.
Play it again on the subscription you already paid for.
I did get it cheap. That was last Christmas when I bought something from Walmart and they called me from the store. It was one of those pickup services.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yep.
Remember that crazy story?
Yeah. We don't have this game. Choose a game.
What do you want? I was like, what can I pick? They were like, pick anything. And that was like a new release. I was like, I'll get that one. And I think I bought a $20 game. They were like substituted for Last of Us Part 1 remasters. Okay, that worked.
They didn't care.
That worked. I don't give a shit.
They're just trying to close their ticket.
Yep. We made them happy. Those are some good additions to the catalogs.
Let's see. Last but not least, there's some.
And I just updated this app. I hate how you have to go into each app and update it. I wish they all launched from the same thing.
There's some games added to your Nintendo Switch Online. This is like the basic tier. We've got Battletoads and Double Dragon.
Yay.
So Cesar, there you go, buddy. Double Dragon. Big
like Battletoads
Run.
too.
I know you love Battletoads. This is like your perfect game.
It's the greatest game ever made.
It's one. It's one people hate playing with you, and one you hate playing.
Cosmo Gang: The Puzzle. And Kuyo Kuno Dodgeball.
Yeah, Kunio-kun.
Kunio-kun. River City.
Zenin Chugo.
Yeah.
River City Dodgeball. AKA
Chugo.
All of these are actually available just on the regular tier of Nintendo Online.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played that Super Nintendo version of the Dodgeball. The NES one is legendary. Let me see how this looks.
I was just looking at that video too. That looked actually kind of interesting. I mean, it's on the service, so
I think it's if you ever got that Kunio-kun collection on on Switch or PS4.
It had the Super Nintendo one.
They kind of just tied in with the Double Dragon and on there. I think all those Kunio-kun games were on there. So
okay.
Yeah, I think that was on there as well.
Does Technos own the label for all these? The license? They wouldn't have Double Dragon, would they?
They got purchased. They were Data East, right? I think, and they got sold to ArcSys when they went and bought some of their games for the catalog.
Okay. Yeah, I've never played.
I think that's how they ended up with Battletoads, with Double Dragon and Kunio-kun.
I've never played that Super Nintendo Dodgeball. I've only played the NES one. Like when you get too many characters on one line and all the sprites are like flickering on the NES as the ball goes whizzing through the air. The drawback of the NES architecture. These look like good additions. And I like seeing these Super Famicom titles in there instead of them being split out into the own Super Famicom like launcher for
Super
that.
Fammy.
Super Fammy. Its own launcher for that thing. That's it for news. We did it, boys.
Yay! What was that, like 60
That
hours?
was a long fucking news section. How deep we want to go on
like
games play.
2.5. I haven't played that much, so.
I actually have, but I'll bust through some stuff. Played some more Astrobot. I think you guys either are done or close to being finished.
Done.
Done.
I'm playing like completionist with each one, so I'm not really like moving on to the next level until I find all the bots and stuff.
No, we're judging you.
That's
so
fine.
Continue though. Yeah.
I like playing a level and getting the secret bird at the beginning. Like you open up the secret bird and the secret bird's like telling you where the stuff's at. And it's like, meow, 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 meow. And I beat Cesar's Galaxy Kong. That was a fun boss battle, like trying to combine everything. That game just plays so flawlessly. It's just a smooth, beautiful playing video game. Unlock some more characters. I guess after you beat each world and boss, you're gonna get like a little PlayStation history level maybe. So that was the Ape Escape one after that, which was really cool.
Which played
exactly like Ape Escape. It made me wish we got a PS5 native Ape Escape. That would be pretty kick ass. Played exactly like it, to the point where I'm like, this motherfucking monkey. He's running around the backside. I know exactly what he's gonna fucking do.
I'm running around for 5 minutes, like motherfucker.
Yep. It was like, I set it down. I set it down at a certain point. I was like, you know what? This is fucking Ape Escape. They did it. They did the thing.
Yeah.
It's in here.
Well, you know why now.
What's that?
Damn. I said, you know why? Damn. Japan Studios got folded into them. Yeah. So it's got those same.
Geniuses.
Some of those same people,
Geniuses.
probably know what they were doing. There's a lot of love across the entire PlayStation history, but there's definitely references to, I think every single Japan Studios project in that game.
We're not getting new games. We're not getting those type games from them anymore.
You'll see some of those Astrobots and you'll be like, oh, that's in here. And
I know y'all seen the articles like since the game came out where people are like, this is a great celebration, but also at the same time it's a reminder that we're not getting these games anymore.
Yeah, it's that double edge, because I was going through it. It's a beautiful game, and it's I know Cesar kept saying it's kind of that Mario platformer thing. To me, it's way more like Crash Bandicoot-esque, going level by level. Even like the little power-ups, because by Warped you're getting the power-ups where you had like the little bazooka and stuff like that.
You get the bulldog that makes you dash, or you get the frog hands or whatever those things were.
But I don't know. Like you said, it's such an amazing game, an amazing experience, and a basically a love letter to all these franchises. And I mean, shoot, I was having so much fun. I know Cesar talked about everything but the last themed level, because he hadn't got to it yet. But he said there is an Uncharted one, and when I got to that one,
hey man, I want to play Uncharted.
I about lost it, because I was so freaking happy. It was, it warmed my heart so much.
A lot to look forward to then. But I eventually lost. My child saw me playing and immediately jumped in and started their own save file. And the save files are denoted on the main menu by memory cards, by PS1 memory cards. And it's just the game is full of these touches. I have one knock against it. And when you unlock the PlayStation characters, like, we know who they are, right? I think the only one I really had a question with was the Returnal lady. I didn't play any Returnal, but I could tell who it was, right? But on the figures, they don't tell you who it is. It would be great. Like, you get it'll say like, dip too close to the precursor orb and got turned into an Otzel or something. They give you a hint about the character, but I wish it would tell you like what games, put on the bottom, featured in Jak and Daxter, Precursor Legacy 2001. Like, put a little bit more data behind, just name them and then put some things behind them.
What was the one from Big Boss, The Terrible Child, or something like that?
Yeah, they said he was a terrible child from the L'Enfant Terrible. So it's a deep cut for Metal Gear lore, but it's that's literally my only complaint. Everything else about it,
I don't know,
Brandon.
do you remember if the little Pocket Station shows all the characters' names and stats? I know you can go in there.
I've gone into that Pocket Station, and they're not in there either. You just look at them.
I was about to say, I don't think so.
I don't remember either.
And I don't know if that's some weird thing where, and I don't know why, but we've talked about it. You just said Metal Gear, so obviously there's Konami stuff in here.
Yeah.
There's Capcom stuff. There's a lot of the
Spyro, like I mentioned,
a lot of franchises that got their start on PlayStation. There's a lot of things referenced or shown in there, and I don't know if that's a thing. It's like, well, you can use the likeness, you just can't use the actual name.
Yeah.
But I don't know why that would be a thing. So
I mean,
who knows?
I don't know. It's because all the copyrights are at the end of the credits when you see it. So like, it gets down to the bottom. So I think you have another Nintendo situation where they're going to be suing your ass if you don't.
That is a small nitpick. And honestly, it only came up because my child was like, "Who is this? Who did I just get?" And they try to call Ratchet. I was like, "That's Ratchet
from
Ratchet
Pokemon."
Wasn't Goofy for Pokemon. And then, shortly thereafter, it was like, "Oh, I got the girl Ratchet. What was her name again?" Okay.
Rivet.
Yeah. But that's just, it's awesome. Cesar and I 2 weeks ago played some Helldivers on handheld PCs. Mm-hmm. Performed well. Almost like, imagine playing Helldivers 2 on a PS3. Like the sacrifices you would get with maybe textures and not so much
Easy
draw
rain.
Distance. Yeah, the rain was instead of being sheets of rain, it's like giant clump pixels of rain. Yeah. But it had a charm to it.
PS1 rain. It was like PS1 rain.
It was super playable. Like it was competent, and it was fun playing Helldivers 2 again. We played with a friend of the show, Russell. He was on his Mac. What was his level? Like 70? And we were starting fresh on PC.
Yeah.
Because your levels do not carry over your items and all that. So we're unlocking
cross progression.
We're unlocking stratagems and weapons and all that stuff. And it was still like competitive Helldivers. I didn't feel like we didn't have our usual shit, but we were still able to pull off missions and stuff. And so we were all on Wi-Fi. There were 2 PS5s and Steam Deck. And I think, Cesar, you played mostly on the ROG, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was a good time. It held up. You maybe get 2 rounds, 2 dives in on the battery on the Steam Deck before I started searching for the charger. It was telling me 10%, 5%. And I started looking around for a port to plug into. I played some Zelda. I played some of the new Zelda game, Echoes of Wisdom. I think I'm going to touch more on that next week since it's already been a long show. I played maybe 2 hours of that this morning. It's very good. It's my type of Zelda game. I'm loving every minute of it and smiling at it all the time. So I think I'll elaborate more later. My big project today, I mentioned this a couple weeks to you guys. So I had a launch PS3. I had a 60 gig backwards compatible one. I still have that one. But when the Slim came out, I switched over to, that was my primary PlayStation, right? And I still have that one. And I thought for sure over the years I had upgraded it. I never did. It's just a stock 160 gig Slim. So I got a 1 terabyte SSD. It's the Samsung Evo. I'll save the box so I could show y'all, because I actually ended up seeing it on Slick Deals. This is a $100 drive, like on Amazon. It's highly rated. I know the PS3 doesn't take advantage of read-write speed and all that sort of stuff, but I was kind of going with...
It will be faster.
Yeah, I was going with reliability. It's super highly rated, but these are Geek Squad refurbished, which means they just wipe them. And I checked, I can't remember the name of the program, but I checked like cycle counts and all that, and this one had been used like maybe 5 or 6 times. So it hasn't been like ragged out or anything. So it's a 1 terabyte going into the PS3. Long story short, finally got that in there. It's really neat how it goes in the front of the Slims. Like I had to look up where the hard drive caddy was on the Slim. I didn't even know where it came out of the PS3. It's got on the big fat PS3s, it's got like a side panel and stuff. But on the Slim, it's on the right side underneath. Basically, it's the panel with the logos, like where the Blu-ray logo and the DVD-ROM and all that stuff is. And it was pretty straightforward. I had downloaded the new system firmware, popped that in, got it up and going. I tried to do a restore from the old Slim, and I could never get it to recognize any storage media, no matter what I threw at it, no matter what format it was in. It it never recognized that storage media to back up. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I will start fresh. I'm tired of throwing time at this. I'll just start fresh and start downloading stuff. And I've already noticed like download speeds are faster. The PS3 store was never fast, but it's less of a headache now, I feel.
Or it crashes on you less, because I feel like when I went to LAN, it crashed on me less when I got off Wi-Fi.
Really?
So.
And that could be it too. But when I start like really throwing some stuff at it, because I went through my download list on PS3 and they started giving us full games at the end of that PS3 life cycle like crazy. I have so many like Borderlands, Darksiders. Yeah, I've got Uncharted. I've got full licenses of these games that are just Battlefield 3. I talked about starting that campaign a couple weeks ago. I just downloaded the digital copy. But the picture I sent you guys, I downloaded Ico. They gave us Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, the God of War collections they gave us. And I was tinkering around that with the 3D because I've got that 3D TV hooked up to it in there. But some pain just trying to like format the drive to start that restore. I never even got it to recognize anything and I just gave up. But after that, it's been smooth sailing. And it's fun after, remember those days would be like, oh, man, I can't believe it's got a 20 gig hard drive. I can't believe it's got a 40 gig hard drive to have an 837 or whatever it recognizes after the OS terabyte. PS3 is pretty freaking awesome. I had some dust in there too, man. I cleaned that thing out. I thought I'd cleaned it recently also, but this is the PS3 that played Skyrim and GTA 5 and Uncharted 2 and 3 and Diablo 3 and this was my main mileage PS3, I think, was this slim. Red Dead Redemption. Like when I got back into games, it seems like at this point, that's I put a lot of time on that slim. That was it. I had a tinkering day today. I got to mess around with some stuff finally. It's been a long time since I got to do that, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. And my kid played Astrobot the whole time and beat the Galaxy Kong. I was like, I don't think you're going to be able to pull this off. And she's not completionist, not trying to get all the things, just enough to get to a point to fight the boss and stuff, and just having a blast with it. I'm not going to say, hey, you got to go get this, you got to get that. Just go to town, have a good time with it. Dad, I beat the boss. I was like, good job. Because that was a fun boss battle. That's it for me. So my games played.
All right. I mean, you touched on Helldivers.
Oh, we played some Call of Duty last night too.
Yeah, I'll throw that in there.
Yeah.
Played some a lot of Helldivers. Like you said, I don't remember. I mean, it's competent. It just sucks starting in the lower levels because it felt like we were just dragging the team down a lot. So that kind of took out a lot of the fun when we did have some time on there.
It does feel like you're not pulling your, but I felt like this is what I feel like playing with you guys. You guys are so leveled above me. That's how I feel like all the time. Like I'm not pulling my weight. You're like, no, it's fine. You're like, it's fine.
I mean, I'm sure Brant's seen the updates, but that game's been rebuffed where it's like a kind of reset to all the weapons on there. So it's a lot, not as hectic where they give us something cool and then they debuff it because it was too strong, and then to the point where everything was debuffed and everybody jumped off the game.
It was a lot more fun to play. I know that much. I had a lot more fun with it than I have had recently.
So outside of that, it's like you mentioned, I did beat Astrobot, completed it 100%. I got it every bot. So the last bot, I won't say who it is. They just go by the code name of the Golden Bot.
Jim Ryan.
If you don't know who it is, was a nice surprise because I glad I didn't spoil myself. I was like, oh, cool, hell yeah. That was probably the hardest level. That took me a while to get on there. But outside of that, I enjoyed the game. I'm looking forward to the DLC that's supposed to be coming out this fall. So we get some speed runs and some new characters. So hopefully they'll continue to release more stuff out there. I don't know if there's anything else more I want to add on there.
Game's a masterpiece.
You to go through it. Yeah. I know some people have brought up concerns that it is very celebration of PlayStation history, but hopefully the next couple of games don't get too bottled down by that, and hopefully they, try to find its niche and do something else different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Still have something in there, but don't overrun it. I think the only other thing before I finish out what I played this week, we did play some Warzone. Me and Richard got a duos win when Brant, member of the show, Brant was like, "Start without me,"
and then ghosted us.
the whole time. I was like, damn, where's Brand? As we sat there out of the rotation, and they cried that we weren't going to have a win that night, but somehow we pulled one in there when Richard got the final kill, and I guess somebody else died in the gas because they never got to us because we sat there for a minute after you killed that guy, and I was like, the other dude must be in the gas. So he did pull out that win, whereas he watched the kill cam, it was just him shooting me in the back repeatedly. How somehow the bullets just went through me, or he curved them like wanted, and they went around me and killed
Curved
that
the
guy,
bullet.
So. Yeah,
God, that shit was so stupid.
and then we won one with all three of us won one with the friend of the show Russell last night, and we won one without him, right? Trios won. I can't remember. Was that the same one or was that the only one
We
we
had
won?
so
I
many
think-
second places last night.
I
There's a lot
think
of
that
second
was our only.
Yeah.
I think that was our only win was with Russell.
Okay.
Brant
I
bought
couldn't remember if that.
when Brant brought us
couldn't
back
remember
at
if
the
that
end.
I can't remember if that was the one I threw out the buyback station in the middle of the map.
That was it. Brant bought us back.
Was
Russell there in that
Yep.
one too?
that was the one with
Oh.
Russell.
Okay.
So Russell and I are floating down.
Yeah.
They had gotten y'all down by that station, and Brant had just bought us back and died. And they're up on like this walkway, and Russell lands in front of them, and they mow him down. And I guess they just didn't see me being preoccupied with Russell. I landed behind them.
They were so busy shooting me.
And
They were shooting the fuck out of me. They were just so busy trying to kill me.
you guys were the bait, and there was two of them up there on that rampart or whatever. And I just had my level 1 weapon, and I landed and got wounded when I landed. Like it hurt me. And then I
saw it in the replay.
I just laid it to
Yeah.
him, and like I wasn't expecting the victory thing to come up. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
There's no rush like that victory on Warzone is so much fun. We can go hours being frustrated, and then we get that victory, and it's like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Outside of this is going to rub Richard the wrong way here, but I did put in like 2 or 3 hours into Plucky Squire this week.
Ooh.
I've gone through 3 chapters? 4. I'm on chapter 4. I think there's 9 chapters in the game, so I'm probably about almost halfway. So it seems like it's going to be like a short game, probably about 8 to 10 hours.
It also reminds me of Puppeteer.
Yes, you do. You play as a character named Jot, who you have kind of like a person, kind of like your narrator, just kind of almost like Little Big Planet-esque, who's using like very gratuitous words to kind of explain a story. Or Jot is going throughout his day, and there's like a wizard beard guy who I think they call him Wizard Beard, and he has like mini beard who kind of walks you through and shows you these little. It's like you're like, oh, you're stuck. Ask me and ask Mini Beard, and I'll tell you where to do and where to go. So he basically runs into his friends, like all of them are childhood friends. There's like a female wizard, and there's a troll. And trying to remember what the name of that villain is. There's a villain that reminds me of what's his face from Smurfs?
Gargamel?
Gargamel. Yeah.
It's like their version of Gargamel.
Really?
So yeah, it's like he just does something in the background. And it's like you're reading it off like a picture book, right? So it's like the pages turn as it tells a story, but it moves out kind of like the old school Legend of Zelda from the NES. That's the overworld map, or the Link to the Past. You go up and down, left and right, turns the pages, and then there you have a sword, and you can use it to attack bushes and stuff like that, and find items and whatnot. You can find keys as well. And then you have some like you start getting deeper into the weeds of it, where it's like, all right, you can kind of manipulate the landscape here, and there's words on the pages that kind of like describe things you're seeing on there, and you can like pick up words and throw it over here and move another word here, and it turns like a secluded forest turns into like a secluded ruin, so you can able to move stuff around and complete the puzzle, and then you just attack goblins with your sword, kind of like a Zelda-esque type of way. As he goes through the storybook, it kind of you'll start seeing some of the fourth wall break. So like that wizard, he kind of casts a spell and starts bringing stuff from the real world in there. You see it casually, like breadcrumbs coming through and falling through, turning to real and falling out the book and stuff like that. And as he goes up to the top, and he kind of, like I said, I don't want to go too far into it. He kind of explains like, "Hey, I found this book. I know we're not real." Kind of breaks the fourth wall.
Oh.
And I was like, "I read your book about the Plucky Squire, and it's what it's called." And that's like, guess what? I lose every fucking time. He didn't say fucking time. It's like I lose every time. And it's like, I know the solution to the story is I just kick you out the book. So he kicks him out the book, and then he turns into like a claymation character that's more of a full 3D world that's running on the desk. And then you have like
it's awesome.
Somebody comes to the forum and is like, "Hey, and it's like, as you're aware of, you're part of a children's book, there's a child that's reading you right now, and it's like you have to get back in the book because it's like a bookworm. It's explaining to him like it's like I can see the past, present, and future. In the future, your book inspires him to become a writer. If the story turns out bad, he's just going to follow the book away, and he's never going to become a writer. So it's
No
like
pressure.
you're going around.
No pressure,
Yeah.
Squire.
So you go around to a 3D world and try to do some troubleshooting, some problem solving, and you have like these giant beetles that eat you up on there. So there's a lot of aspects in there. So like you start getting these things that help you break the fourth wall. Like here, you get these gauntlets that can turn pages and pull you out. You see portals and stuff like that. So I think that's where I'm at right now. Is that Otto is back going through a swamp area, trying to get to the main villain to beat him, so he can get back, close off the dimension in that story. So, but it is very reminiscent of like a Zelda game.
Oh.
Really, outside of the 3D world. I haven't gotten to the part where they kind of shown in the previews where like you're going across coffee cups and stuff like that. There's a little bit of that in there, but that which kind of reminds me of the A Leap Between Worlds-esque type thing that you see on there.
I know you like that jam.
So that's what that reminds me of. So it's pretty good. It's not bad. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's leave it at that. So.
Oh man, do I jump up to extra to play this or?
We literally have this conversation once a month about you jumping up the extra.
I know. So. And I have too much to play. I'm popping SSDs into PS3s instead.
It might be just cheaper for you to just pay the $20 to buy this game. So.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only 20?
I think so. Don't quote me on it. Maybe 29.
It's getting a physical release also.
Like next year, I believe. Yes.
Okay.
That is accurate.
Plucky
or play the long game. Just wait till it gets a physical release and let the price drop. You know.
The longest of all the games.
Yeah.
The Plucky Squire sounds awesome.
I'll kick it over to Brant. I don't have anything to add this week. Let's leave it at that because we're already almost 2 hours in here.
We're deep.
I'll start off real quick with some games acquired. I actually went shopping today at a local-ish game shop.
Yeah. Is that where the aforementioned photo we got came from?
Aforementioned. That was after it was already at my home.
Oh, okay. Where's the
I bought
the shop is close to you? Is it close to us?
Yes.
Okay.
It's closer
to you. I got you.
Within 30-ish minutes.
Okay.
So I kept seeing the different versions of this collection for PS3, and then I went to PS4 because I've actually kind of been wanting to get it.
Okay.
I got the Devil May Cry HD collection for PS4.
I even forgot that came out on PS4. I know I've got it for PS3.
Yeah, I saw it for PS3. I saw the original games on PS2, and I think I've got what do I have over here.
360.
I think I've at least got the first one over here for PS2.
Mm.
I know I used to have 1, 2. I think I played 3 at a friend's house. I don't remember if I actually owned 3.
And then 4 was on 360 and PS3, right?
Yes, and 5 was.
Is there a 5th one?
PS4, Xbox. Then next, which this is a weird one because I did not remember this. I remembered the 4th entry and the specific characters that came with the 4th entry. This is Soul Calibur 5. I remember Soul Calibur 4 having Yoda and Darth Vader for the specific characters that you got. I do not remember Ezio.
I was about to say, this is Ezio in this
one,
right? Yeah.
In Soul Calibur 5, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, Ezio, I just have to have it.
They didn't do the cross-console characters on that one, did they? It was just Ezio?
I don't believe so.
And then 6 is Geralt from The Witcher. He's the guest. Now they just do like the guest fighter.
Of course, what I went to the store to get was the brand new Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, which, like you, I've played. I've probably played less than 2 hours, honestly. So I'll give my impressions of that probably next week.
Yeah, I think next week
we'll get more
we'll
into
be able
it.
to fill in some more.
You're
enjoying it though?
I cannot.
Your hot take?
Yes. Oh yeah. This was so random to find. And basically, how I got around to this was I showed this game to the family, and when I showed it to the family, they were like, "Where the hell did you even get this?" And I said, "Well, my thought process was it was something about Sonic at the time, and then I was thinking about how Sonic 3 had the specific licensed music that Michael Jackson helped do, and
may or may not have
now,
helped with.
and now the re-releases of 3 don't have the Michael Jackson music. And then wait a minute, Michael Jackson also had a video game on the Genesis
And Master System,
which was Michael Jackson Moonwalker, which is a hilarious game where Michael beats up on random thugs and saves children, and also dances to the beats of Smooth Criminal, Beat It, Billie Jean, and Bad.
because that FM, that FM Yamaha chip, those renditions sound pretty good.
They actually do sound good.
Solid.
But it's the craziest game, and I mean, yes, even his special move is to just do like dance. Like they all do the Thriller dance and stuff. Behind him, the enemies are doing that, and then he flourishes and they like fall over.
It's not a bad video game. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker is a good time.
I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely entertaining for sure. So those were my video game pickups for today.
Are the prices at your shop pretty solid? Like the Soul Calibur 6, was that like in the 8 to 10 range, or?
Well, that was 5.
Oh wow, that's even better.
Well, that was Soul Calibur 5.
Soul Calibur 5, gotcha.
Soul Calibur 5. I did notice some of the stuff was reasonable. Other things, I looked at it and I had to double take because I'm looking at it going, that's not how much that should be. Yeah. That's not even close to how much that should be.
Right.
That is way over. Other things they were, either in line with or a good, decent price on. Right. But yeah, there were definitely something. Yeah, there were some things in there that I was like, what are they thinking on that? That's my
local shop that I bring up every once in a while. I kind of feel like they're in the same boat. It's hit and miss. It's weird.
Yeah, I remember you talking about them, and you said at first you'd go in there and they'd actually have pretty decent prices.
Yeah,
and I really don't mind going into a mom and pop place and a small local retro game store and giving them my money. I really don't, but
we're picking up these type titles. It's not like when you go in there looking for the heavy hitter collectible titles. That's what I'm looking like. Come on, this is kind of crazy.
When I'm looking at a what was it specifically, when I just kind of glanced at some of the 64 titles, and the horrible Superman 64 was over there, and I just kind of glanced at it looking, and it was close to $30. I'm like, there is that game, first of all, it's horrible, but second of all, anywhere you look, it is not going to be that much at all. It should never be close to 30.
Those things are N64 and GameCube are funny. They're creeping up. For some reason, some ungodly reason, they creep up.
I don't know. But other than that, yeah, I like, we both, all three of us already talked about Astrobot.
Calls of the Duties.
Played some Call of Duty. Played some of the new Zelda, and then also played a little bit more of Fable 3.
Oh, are you sticking with your co-op campaign?
Yes, I get fussed at if I don't have my co-op partner.
Aha.
And
is it performing better?
Yeah, okay. It actually is fine. I like having the co-op partner there because they know what's going on, or at least they tell me they know what's going on, and then they got worried that I was too far in the story, and then it wound up that I was not. So, but it's great. I actually love the progression and the combat.
Love.
Yeah.
Regarding
Strong
Fable.
word. Strong word.
Fable.
It's actually fun. I'm having a blast.
Blast.
I'm having a blast.
Love, fun, blast with Fable.
Fable 3.
All right,
So
I gotta give it another go. It's on my Steam wish list. I gotta see if it's
I don't know if it's the co-op and the shenanigans that's making it more fun.
Right.
But I mean, honestly, I think I dig the combat. I mean, and I'm at the point now where I've upgraded some stuff. I've gotten stronger. Story wise, I was trying to usurp my older brother who was kind of tyrannical. I've done that, but now there's also like this kind of murky darkness, kind of supernatural element going on in the background. But we also focused on trying to build our reputation, and trying to get the, I guess, good ending. And to do that, you have to actually buy up all these like derelict properties and everything else. There's a lot of management,
elements to it.
And I mean, really, you can buy a bunch of businesses and you can buy houses. And when you buy a house, it actually has like the percentage of the condition of the house. So if the house drops below 70 something percent, then the people start complaining. But if you keep it, within a certain range,
sounds like Monopoly.
People are good. You start in the towns that you're in, they start talking about how, the hero owns this shop. Come in and see everything we got, and we used to not be doing good, and now I'm actually making a profit, and they're talking about how they can feed their family and this that. So you actually feel like you're kind of having an impact on these computer
and the NPCs and stuff.
Yes.
Does it carry over? You said your older brother. Is it like a standalone Fable story on its own? Does it inherit decisions you've made from previous ones? Like, what is it?
I don't know about inheriting. I don't think it inherited any decisions, but from what friend of the show Murmy has told me, is it is a direct sequel.
Okay.
So I mean, the story wise, it kind of picks up right after 2.
You didn't have a Mass Effect thing of like, here's a comic book, decide what happened in this last one. You didn't have anything like that.
And it's supposed to be like you're the. I want to say that in 3 you're the, I guess, the son or the daughter of the previous character. Cool. Into.
I wondered if it tied together like that, because it's supposed to be that big overarching narrative thing. That's cool.
But yeah, I got to play it for, I don't know, I feel like we played for about an hour or more. But that game is, I'm getting the feeling that game is very dense, that there's a lot to do. So, but I'm telling you, man, I'm having a good time with it.
Fable.
If you want me, yes.
Shocked.
If you want me to jump in with you, because what we found out is,
I want you to stream some of it. I want to watch this stream.
The person that jumps in on your game, they're kind of there for the ride. So if there's a lot of costumes and things like that, and you might have a mission where you're supposed to go infiltrate this thing over here, so you have to look a certain way. So they send you over here to get this costume, and then send you over here to get a certain tattoo or beard or hat or whatever. And you have the main character, whoever's game you're in, and they're completely dressed up, and the second person will have none of that, but it won't really affect anything. So, but you can still have them there to help gain you experience and help mitigate some of the fighting and whatnot. So,
Kind of
and
like
then
a
of course
shadow,
there's
like a
the
drop in, drop
yeah
out co-op thing, not like
there's
a
the
true progression tracked.
there's always the fun glitches and everything.
Oh yeah,
So,
those always make it.
other than that, I think that's it. Yeah, I think it's a finished Astro. Didn't 100% it like Cesar. I need to go back and actually. I don't have a lot to do, and I think I've only got like 60 something percent of the trophies even. So I should just go back and go ahead and do everything.
It's fun. It doesn't feel like a chore. Yeah. All right, is that it for us?
That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.
Adios.